The latest episode of Peacemaker is literally the perfect example of good storytelling. Quick recap: at the end of the last episode, Leota got chased by the entire town because in this dimension, the Nazis won the war. And then you find out in this episode that she was then saved by Judo Master, who followed them into this dimension to try and get Chris. And he's kind of like flipping sides, realizing that they're not bad people. And then there's Economos, who got full on captured by Chris's father in this dimension. And then Chris and Harcourt actually escape Argus because they find out that they're not who they say they are. And then when they inevitably get stopped by the police, his father and his brother Keith of this dimension save them because they don't want anyone to know that they have a dimensional portal in their home. So they save them and basically just want to kick them out of this dimension because they don't belong here. And then while all that is happening, we find out back in the main dimension that Rick Flag Sr. did have Lex Luthor help him by giving up his scientist who created the dimensional rift in the Superman movie, so that way he can locate the portal that Chris is using. And when we get back to Chris and the entire gang in the other dimension, this is where everything starts to unfold. I truly believe that this right here is the performance that James Gunn was talking about when he said that John Cena is a much better actor from this season versus the season one that he worked on him with, because this is some of the most emotional acting I've ever seen from John Cena. It literally brought me to tears. It was so good. And the reason why I say this is great storytelling is because this is the version of Chris that literally lost his father because he had to kill him, and then he lost his brother because he also killed him. So everything that he loves or touches starts to just die around him, and he realizes that because he comes to this dimension and now his father is dead because of Vigilante, and now his brother is about to die because they're trying to save him, and he just bursts out with so much emotion telling them to stop because he's reliving their deaths over and over again in other dimensions at this point, and it's just so heartbreaking to see. And by the end of the episode, he feels so utterly defeated that when he gets back to the other dimension with the entire gang, he just gives himself up and says it was all his idea. They came to fetch him, and now he's in custody, and Keith from the other dimension was left alive. So we just know we're going to see him again wanting revenge. I will say it over and over again. Every single episode gets better. So this episode is now the best episode of the entire season for me. It is such a good watch, and I can't wait to see what the finale has for us. Because at this rate, I don't know how much I can like this show even more. And as always, be true to yourself, and I'll catch you guys later.